Good morning. It is Tuesday, December 17th, perhaps, 2024. Yeah, so let's have a look. So, a week ago, it started snowing and we had 3 feet of snow, and then we've had, about an inch of rain, and you can see we don't need to use the heating coils anymore. The snow on the roof is gone. It is like 50 degrees out with a pretty stiff wind though. So let's go take a look what the trail looks like after second round of 3 feet of snow followed by an inch or more of rain, and we'll see. Here we go. Yeah, so this kind of weather for Buffalo in December is not uncommon. 2-3 foot snowfalls in December is the amount of 3 foot, like a foot or less melting, kind of stuff. That's all common. We got quite a bit of standing water here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let's check out the pool. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, that's quite a bit of tension on the. I think the pool's like half full because there's a leak in the liner. So we'll see if the walls are going to stay up this year. I would think since it's already had 2 huge snowfalls and a melt, it's gonna make it to the spring. So I think that was a good thing that we got the old pool cover cut up and put on top with our stacks. Uh-oh. Why is my cover blowing off my sawmill? We gotta put that back on. Hang on. Oh, look, we got some friends over here. They're probably in the compost pile trying to look for some food. All right, we got that covered back up. I didn't get a chance to replace the tarp on the bottom. It's getting pretty weathered. I have a tarp to put there. I just haven't done it yet. Yeah, so this ground is pretty firm, so I would guess it's probably frozen because it would be pretty mushy by now with all this water. Yeah, here's the trail. This is where I snowshoot. I laid some tracks down and those are all gone. Here's our little drainage project that looks like it's working. It is interesting. Here's a portion that has quite a bit of snow. I'm not exactly sure why. Because the rest up there is kind of not snowy, but. Alright, so you can see that this is all wet, but the ground is hard. Like I can walk out, it doesn't sink in at all. Because normally this would be all muddy. But that's why we put our boardwalk up over here. So when that does turn really muddy, we have a spot here to walk. You guys can see a lot of these things we got to clean up. Branches that the snow load is knocked down. Yeah, so this is a bridge. It's only like 6 inches high, but it goes from here over to here. It's covered with snow, but you can see the water runs underneath and then it heads down that way. This I probably did, let's say at least 10 years ago, man. It's been a while. I upgraded the bridge to some, I had access to some 2x6s instead of 1x6s, so I have upgraded it since, but this took a while to figure out, and this is what's going on. Take a look. Over here, there's water. So you can see. Yep. The water is flowing this way. And you can see that there's a ditch that goes down that way. But what happens is I had to get the surveyor's level out and do some measurement. Right about here, there's a high point. I'll put it on the side, right about there. So that water is not actually flowing this way. It actually flows back this way, and then this water comes in, and this water is actually flowing this direction, and all of that water, you can kind of see, is flowing this way, and that's why I put the bridge here so the water can go underneath and go this path. That's the natural path where it wants to go. So previously, this section from, like, count fence rails, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 70 feet. This was all underwater and muddy most of the year, except for the summertime. So what we did is we put this bridge, 6-inch high bridge, really, not much, but it takes water from both sides, goes underneath, and it's not piped, so it doesn't get clogged. They can lift them up, clean them. Animals with little critters can get underneath. But from here over to about there, what we did is we took logs, we scraped off about 3 inches of soil, took 6-inch logs, just cut them and laid them right in here, put the dirt back on top to raise this all up 6 inches, because that's what we needed to keep the water from going this way and the water to go this way and underneath the bridge. So this has been a very good project. Took a while to figure it all out. Yeah, it's one of, like, those things, like, by design and the grace of God. Every time I walk over that, I always got a little bit of something inside me that says, that was awesome, that was a good project. It's that, but when we get over to here, you can kind of see that high water, 3 feet of snow and 1 inch of rain. You can actually see the water is actually going underneath the fence in this direction and running down into there. But most of the time, this stays above water. Alright, so here's the swale, here's the bridge, and this is the armoring we put on this side, of the armor on that side. And what was unique about this is you can kind of see here, we have the fall line, so we have water coming down here. We also have a water channel coming down this way, and we had raised the armoring up and put a little ramp so that the water can go underneath, which it is. So it goes underneath the armoring into the bridge and goes down the swale. Let's check out the other side. We do the same thing on the other side. So here's the bridge. This is all armoring that we put up to here, so it goes into the boardwalk. But same thing, the fall line and the water channel, the waterway, wants to come right down the middle. So we did the same thing on this side. Is we lifted, instead of laying it flat on the ground, we elevated 1.5 inches all those boards, and we put a ramp up. You can kind of see that's as working. The water is, we put spacing between the boards so the water can work its way through, and it goes down underneath the armoring to the bridge and then into the swale. So it looks like this, by design and the grace of God, was another good project. Thanks. Here's the pond. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's filling up. Not to the top yet. You can see it's got a couple feet to go yet. So it's probably got 2 foot of water back in it.